There is one saying, when the base is strong, the building is stronger. My name is Anil. I'm going to talk about database queries, the base of any software development. In today's session, we will be covering a very visual way of understanding the fundamental of database queries. So let's have a look. So in this example, I'm taking employee, your favorite table, employee number, employee name, job, manager. These are the different columns of this table, whereas these are called rows, individual rows, right? So this has 14 rows in this employee table. Now, when we are talking about database query, so basically we are talking about how to retrieve the data from database table. And how do we write the syntax? So I've written here a very simple example to retrieve employee name, job, these two information from employee table where employee number is 7839. How many record it will return? It will just return one record with 7839. So it will go and match employee number with 7839, and as a response, this will return only this particular record. The first one is select. After select, you need to specify columns. So I can either choose all the column, that is with asterisk sign, which means all columns available in this table will be selected. So that's called wildcard search of columns. All the columns will be available. If I want to select any particular column, I can give them by separating comma. So employee name, comma, job. So these two information will be retrieved from the given table below. Then from which table? If in case your table is in a different schema, like in the example today, I'm going to show it from Scott schema. So you need to mention that prefix scott.employee so that query knows on which schema it needs to do the query. Then this is important, alias, and that's where I've highlighted this in a different color. There are chances you will be selecting multiple table in your query. In this example, it is not the case. So you should be able to specify one alias, and rather than and the chances are this employee name may be available in two different table. So if I just write it here, let's assume that you have a table employee and you have column as employee number, right? Then you have another table as employee underscore department, which means in which department what employees are available. You might have employee number there as well, just for the mapping perspective. And when you will join these two tables, I will create another lecture on this joining conditions. So how you will write the query? Employee, and then in comma, you will have employee department. So this is after, let's assume you have a select, and then you are mentioning employee number from, right? I'll just write it here, from these two tables. Just assume about the situation, SQL engine will be confused whether the employee number should be selected from employee table or from employee department. To resolve this problem, there is alias and database queries where you can specify this as E1 and you can specify this as E2, and you can specify E1 dot employee number so that query knows from which table, when the name of columns are unique across multiple tables, which tables should be used for retrieving the information. So that is the importance of alias. I hope this is clear to you. In case you have more questions, you can comment it out. Now on this column, so when we have the where clause, now we know what we need to select, right? What we need to select, from where we need to select, like how to select, what criteria we need to fulfill. So that criteria is passed in where clause, where employee number equals to 7839. this information will be retrieved. So let's look at one example there. So let's look this example. What we are doing, we are selecting the entire table using this wildcard symbol. Now I just want to have employee name and then salary, and then run this query again. So it will just give me two information. Now if I want to put some where clause, so where clause could be salary should be greater than 1200. If I search with this clause, number of records will be lower, which matches to that criteria. So that's the example of how to write the database queries. There are advanced version of writing the queries, like having inner queries, having more complicated join. I will go and cover on those. I'm also planning to create separate sessions on different queries, and then your important, what is more meaningful for you, how these questions are framed in interview and how to answer them. So these will be part of upcoming sessions. Thanks for watching.